So Caroline Wozniacki
First set.
will serve.
Caroline Wozniacki to serve.
In this women's singles third round match.
Ready, play. Let for service.
This is the type of match where Wozniacki will have lots of opportunities to weave the points, to dictate a bit with her placement. She won't be as rushed as she was in that last round against Yastremska, who hit the ball so big. Jabeur is a little more variety, a little more guile around the court. What Jabeur is going to have to try to do more of. She's got to get Wozniacki moving. She's got to be a little more aggressive, maybe play a little out of her comfort zone at times, but take a few more chances when she has those openings.
Ms. Jabeur training the call on the right baseline. The ball was called in. (40-15). Ms. Jabeur has 2 challenges remaining.
Good hold for Wozniacki. 1-love.
That was such a smart point from Wozniacki as we see her team, her husband on the left, David Lee, her father on the far right, who has been such a big presence over the course of her career, has been her coach for many of those years.
Well, in her post-match press conference, she was asked about the decisions she's made in her career. And if any, what are some of the good ones that she made? And she mentioned her father. As we just have a look at that win predictor, swaying a lot in favour of Caroline Wozniacki, 71%. She said, I think sticking with my dad and that partnership has made me the player that I am today.
Love 15.
Yeah, over the years, Caroline Wozniacki has brought in, different consultants, co-coaches, if you want to give them an exact title, but it's always been her dad sort of at the helm and there.
Love 13.
She said she didn't think she would be here today if it wasn't for him. The trust between them and the journey that they've had has just been amazing. And then the second decision that she said has been valuable towards her career has been the choice in having great fitness coaches that has shaped the player that she is, and no doubt because one of the best movers on the court, being able to sustain a very long career.
15-14.
One of the fittest players out there year after year, and that's incredibly difficult to do, to maintain a high standard. You know, some players may go up and down a little bit as a result of different factors, but she has been at the top of that list for a very long time.
Cain, Wozniacki.
So an early break for Wozniacki. Taking a 2-love lead in this first set.
Wozniacki leads 2 games to love.
Wozniacki has had some questions about the fact that she's going to retire. What does that feel like? She's walking out onto the court. Every match could be her last. And don't really think as much about the players on the other side of the court who know they're playing against Wozniacki potentially in her last match. And it's a lot of pressure already. And Jabeur, she looks still tight. She hasn't loosened up. This is a big stadium. She's not used to playing in these situations as often as Wozniacki. This is her 13th Grand Slam. Well, this is Wozniacki's 13th consecutive Australian Open. Wozniacki has played, what, over 50?
51 Grand Slam major appearances. Yep.
I mean, it's incredible. It's a big difference right now, and just get the sense that Jabeur is feeling it.
Wozniacki played her first round match here on Melbourne Arena against American Christian. Always helps just getting familiar with the court, the stands, how much space is behind the baseline.
We mentioned the one time that these two have played was in 2015 in Indian Wells, and that's a pretty big event, but you know, this is even bigger, and everything is magnified. That 2015 meeting was also quite a while ago.
She's off to a flying start. 3-love first set.
Wozniacki leads
Melbourne
3
Arena.
games to love.
Caroline Wozniacki is off to a flying start. Ons Jabeur with some work to do in this first set. Love 3.
That's what Jabeur can hopefully draw a little bit from. If she gets a couple of misses from Wozniacki, I mean, those are few and far between, but allow her to get a couple of quicker points. That could help settle her down.
Be careful she doesn't land that forehand too short.
Now, Jabeur, she does have the ability to dictate. She can generate some good pace off the ground, and there she went after it. Guns blazing, followed it into the net perfectly.
Oh, she's on the board. Ons Jabeur holds comfortably.
Wozniacki leads 3 games to 1.
That always helps just to settle the nerves on such a big stage.
Team Jabeur Has to be happy about that last game, getting on the board, feeling like you're now into the match, especially with her having held serve to get that first game. But one thing we see over and over in Wozniacki's matches is it requires discipline. You've got to have controlled aggression, if possible, but you've got to play such disciplined tennis, and Jabeur slowly finding her range.
Well, if you look at their numbers in their previous matches, Ons Jabeur against Garcia hit 24 winners and 28 unforced errors. So really likes to go for her shots, as opposed to Wozniacki, who hit 15 winners and 15 unforced errors.
That's a nice play. Another good point with some variety from Jabeur. And normally you would say Wozniacki doesn't mind a player with variety. She will just be so solid. She gets down low behind her shots. But if Jabeur can mix in the variety with good pace and aggression, could be a good combination, and that's what would make Wozniacki a little more uncomfortable. At that point, Jabeur able to push Wozniacki back further and further behind the baseline. She actually could have come in, taken that one out of the air, but took her time, didn't rush that last forehand.
So now it's Jabeur with 2 break points.
Led for service.
So we're back on serve. Jabeur fights back, but it's Wozniacki that still leads 3-2.
Wozniacki leads 3 games to 2.
So we're back on serve in this women's singles 3rd round match. Ons Jabeur has won 2 consecutive games and is now serving at 2-3.
It's just such a smooth, pretty looking shot, and she ran through it, which actually makes it a little more difficult to get the accuracy, but she's got such good hands, good feel.
Ms. Jabeur training the call on the left baseline. The ball was called in.
So Jabeur had a challenge in the opening game, wasn't successful. I'm not too sure if she's sure about this one either.
15-all. Ms. Jabeur has 1 challenge remaining. Led for service.
It's dictating off that forehand side.
I mean, she's got a good sense, good court awareness, where she is, what's the best shot to hit, what her likely response is going to be. Really starting to find her game here. It's a tough time for a double fault when she had such good momentum, Jabeur. Already a couple of double faults so far.
Just overplaying that forehand.
Well, Wozniacki, she's got to try to find a way to get more depth on her shots, was doing a little better job in that point, helped to force that error from Jabeur. And every so often, Wozniacki's landing that ball a little too short. Makes it look so easy. I mean, and these shots are anything but. But Jabeur just working the halves of the court and not hesitating, changing direction, plenty of margin over the high part of the net.
Just changing up the pace off that second serve.
And Jabeur is maybe seeing now that, you know, Wozniacki is not really going to hit her off the court. She's not going to hurt her. And she's just relaxed more and more.
Game, Jabeur.
So we're tied in this first set. Jabeur winning 3 straight games, and it's 3-all.
And Jabeur's coming into this tournament at 78 in the rankings, but got up to 51 just after the US Open, where she got to the 3rd round last year. And you know, she's gaining and gaining in confidence. This is now the 3rd major that she has made the 3rd round. Also did that at Roland Garros a couple of years ago.
Talking about Roland Garros, Ons Jabeur was a junior singles champion back in 2011, runner-up in 2010. Loves playing on the clay.
You can kind of see why with her game when she has just a little more time. You know, she's got nice spin, nice margin on her shots, but she can also create pace and really play aggressively, and that definitely works on the red clay. Just didn't execute, but it was the right move. Wozniacki could really use a service hold here, though, after losing the last 3 games. Trying to stop the momentum.
Just that forehand, not enough pace on it, giving Jabeur time to really attack and step into that court. Have a look at that.
Yeah, the average forehand net clearance, and Wozniacki, of course, with much more height over the net, 109 centimeters. Jabeur, 66, much lower. She's able to drive through her shots, hitting it a little bit flatter. Combine that with the depth that she's getting. It's been pretty special watching that forehand fly so far.
So break point for Jabeur to get up in this first set.
Wozniacki, she's got to go for her serves a little bit more, try to hit her targets, get Jabeur off balance or leaning on those returns.
Two big first serves there for Wozniacki.
Advantage, Wozniacki.
Always helps to have a few free points off that serve. So she breaks the momentum, Wozniacki, and holds and leads 4-3 first set.
Leads 4 games to 3.
Wozniacki's father and coach, mother next to him, encouraging Caroline. So we're on serving this first set. Jabeur serving at 3-4 and new balls. Much better depth there from Wozniacki. All started off that return. And almost felt Jabeur was going to challenge that call, but she's only got one remaining, so has to really choose wisely.
Jabeur has really started using her first serve after the first few games. That first serve percentage is going up. She's winning. A few more quick points behind the serve. Wozniacki just too far back behind the baseline on that shot. Jabeur making just the right moves. Look at how far in Jabeur is playing more of the time. 41% of the time taking shots inside the baseline. Wozniacki just 7% of the time.
That's huge. So if Jabeur can maintain that level, it's certainly going to put a lot more pressure onto Wozniacki.
But that's been the challenge for Wozniacki in this match, trying to keep Jabeur back, keep her a little more neutral. She's got to get tighter to that baseline, not give up so much ground.
Game, Jabeur.
It's an easy hold for Jabeur. And we're tied here, 4-all.
4 games on.
It's another one of those matches for Wozniacki, though, where you can feel like you just don't have the control. There's different ways to dictate. So we see Jabeur's team again. Her husband has been her coach, fitness trainer, more than coach. But can seem like it's very difficult to kind of control these points, and that's where Wozniacki's got to figure things out. There's different ways to dictate. She's never going to be that player that hits huge and looks to hit winners, but you can dictate with court position. You can dictate with ball placement, ball movement.
Well, she said against Yastremska, when things were really going against her, she found a way to slow things down.
And that's another way to try to, gain control, to dictate tempo. Slow things down, have Jabeur play more at Wozniacki's pace. That's been difficult for Wozniacki to do last handful of games. You can see Jabeur just constantly thinking, making little adjustments, stepping in, attacking the second serve. Another little opening here for Jabeur to get the break. A few
30-14.
more unforced errors from Wozniacki as well. That's number 6 against just 2 winners for the match, and Wozniacki facing break point.
Has to be careful she doesn't let these opportunities slip away.
The ball was
Jabeur.
called out.
Just didn't seem to get out of the way off that backhand.
Use. Ms. Jabeur has no more challenges.
And she's got no more challenges.
Jabeur is able to get it to a tiebreak. She'll get one more, but it was that second challenge that seemed a bit of a waste because that ball was well inside the baseline.
There's also that one, the first game too.
Yeah, she stopped the point.
Oh, beautiful there from Jabeur. Just disguising that forehand so well. And that's the variety and the ability that she has on those types of shots.
Well, and the ability to make changes and adjustments on the fly. She had gone a little deeper with the forehand that time, getting more angle and an inside-out sharp angle to boot. It's pretty impressive. Caroline Wozniacki, she's got to be a little frustrated here because she was in good position with game point and just didn't attack the approach, didn't follow it in, and all of a sudden, again, facing break point.
Ons Jabeur is up in front. She leads 5-4 first set. It's been a battle, but it is Ons Jabeur who is serving now to take out this first set. She leads 5-4. Hasn't been easy, but Wozniacki has got to get that type of consistent depth. She's got to step in and try to push Jabeur back just a little bit more often. And certainly use a shot like that. The angle, getting Jabeur way off court, forcing the error really out of Jabeur.
Yeah, that's a shot that Wozniacki is very comfortable with, hitting the angle, then maybe throwing in the drop shot. She's got to kind of throw some more junk at Jabeur. The opportunity is there. It's not easy to do when the ball's coming at you with pace and depth, but that's going to be the challenge for Wozniacki as this match goes on.
Let for service.
may be just a little too ambitious from Jabeur. Wozniacki got good cut, good beat on that return. Quicker maybe than Jabeur was expecting.
Really has to choose which shot she uses wisely. Jabeur, she's worked so hard to get herself in front here. Unforced errors, and it's another break of serve.
5 games on.
Just seemed like a bit of a lapse of concentration there for Jabeur.
Well, that's what Wozniacki looks for and looks to capitalize on time and time again. And it's a part of Wozniacki's strategy to try to stay as consistent as possible and look for those types of lapses. Jabeur, she does have experience closing out big matches. She's got a few top 10 wins under her belt in her career. Those have come in the last couple of years.
Oh, she defeated Sloane Stephens,
15-all.
Annette Kontaveit, Sevastova, got Halep.
Yeah, when Halep was one,
yeah,
and that's a big win. Halep in that match did retire, but it was Jabeur who was on top of her and leading in that match.
It's the depth that's really hurting Wozniacki, and it all starts off that return.
15-13.
So if there's any adjustment, would you say it's the placement of the serve for Wozniacki?
Yeah, I think she's got to work on moving the serve around, hitting her targets, and still going for a little more pace, a little more consistently. And she can do that. She's feeling good if it's firing. Another pretty good serve to start the point. It at least doesn't allow Jabeur to step in and start to control play off of that shot. I just think for Jabeur, having the experience of beating top players, Wozniacki's ranking is down just a bit, but she's still, in most people's minds, still one of those players to beat. And having, beaten Sloane Stephens when she was number 8, Subakova when she was number 7, that gives her a little more belief in these moments.
I just feel like the last two serves from Wozniacki are the types of serves that we're talking about, really getting a bit more pop off it, placing it a little bit better out of the hitting zone of Jabeur.
Jabeur.
Advantage, Jabeur.
It's not easy to move the ball, but Wozniacki's got to try to find a way to not give Jabeur the same balls over and over again. But this is pretty impressive from the middle of the court, just creating the angle from sheer force.
Ons Jabeur continues to fire on. And it's another break of serve. And she'll come out to serve this first set. Jabeur, 6-5. So Ons Jabeur has put herself in a winning position here. She is looking to serve out this first set for the second time. Can she do it here?
Jabeur living a little bit on the edge with that forehand, but gets enough spin to bring it in at just the last moment.
Maybe catching a little bit of the frame.
Just a little.
Miss Wozniacki is training the call on the left far side line. The ball was called in. Third love. Miss Wozniacki has 2 challenges remaining.
So third ace for Jabeur. And now she finds herself with 3 set points. And seals it with a big second serve. Ons Jabeur takes the first set in 43 minutes, 7-5. So for the first time at this tournament, Caroline Wozniacki has lost a set. She's in a different position. Credit to her opponent, Ons Jabeur. So Wozniacki will be serving in this second set to keep her hopes alive. This
is another opportunity for Jabeur, returning first to start this second set. Keep attacking. She's broken Wozniacki 3 times already. This would be a real boost if she could get another break right here.
We don't see Wozniacki coming to the net a whole lot, but at least she needs to start trying to do something different, apply more pressure.
Yeah, try to take some time away from Jabeur, and it's a good way to do it coming forward. That's a beautiful approach, that biting slice, and
15-13.
Could have been danger for Jabeur slicing and coming in cross court, but she got it to bite so much. Didn't come up, didn't give Wozniacki much to hit. Poker face, Caroline Wozniacki's dad there.
What do you see the challenge for Jabeur? She's up a set. She's put herself in a winning position. She's playing big-time tennis. She knows that Wozniacki's not going to go anywhere. How does Jabeur continue to keep playing like this?
You know, I think she just has to, keep hitting those shots, giving herself a little more margin. And that's just to allow for the little bit of tension that comes in these moments. Just pull it away from the lines, an extra inch or two. Over the net, maybe an extra couple of inches. And keep swinging, keep hitting.
Positive start for Wozniacki. She's on the board in this second set. 1 love.
First game, second set.
A couple of those points, Wozniacki was coming in. She was, taking ground, taking space away from Jabeur. She's got to press herself to do that. May not be the most comfortable, but Jabeur has shown the type of tennis she can play in. And this is where a player like Wozniacki would make those kinds of adjustments. Jabeur can still beat her, then that's too good. But make her play at another level. That win predictor we looked at pre-match, 71% in Wozniacki's favor. That's changed dramatically because of that first set.
That's a big change.
How Jabeur won it.
34% swing.
15 love.
She's definitely, Jabeur got the advantage. She has the momentum. She's got a little more confidence from winning that first set, so everything is flowing. We talked about Jabeur trying to kind of solidify the lead, keep that momentum. Well, this could be a real boost for Wozniacki if she could get a break early here.
Let for service.
She's made some good adjustments, and she can get rewarded for it. That would certainly help her mental state.
Well, she did break Jabeur in this exact moment in the first set. So it's impressive from Jabeur, from love 3 in that first set, to find a way to get on top.
40.
She really seems to have found that first serve.
Well, sometimes, when players come out against a higher ranked player, champion, they're nervous, they're overplaying, not settled into their game.
Too good. Jabeur holds.
And sometimes, when you kind of take a step back and you just play the ball, you play what's being thrown at you instead of the opponent and the resume, you realize, it's not as bad, it's not as difficult as I thought. And I think for Jabeur, she just needed to make that little transition from the start of the match, and she has done a fantastic job of it. She's not overawed anymore.
Goes to show how a couple of matches, what that can do to your confidence. For Jabeur, she's had 2 really tough first round matches where her average rank of opponent is 30, as compared to Wozniacki, average rank of opponent is 57. She's just playing really big tennis right now, Jabeur.
15 all.
I think as a player, these matches are about proving it to yourself that you can come through tough moments, that you can play the type of tennis you want to play, that you practice playing. You can play it when it matters most, and that's how you continue to build. That's how you get these bigger wins, and everything kind of feeds on itself. Positivity.
Wozniacki just having to adjust that ball toss. The sun is right up above her.
Just a few points like that from Jabeur, where at 15 all, understand where the score is, and that's a time to pull it in a little bit and keep pressuring Wozniacki. She's the one that's got to serve her way out of this. And just can't afford 2 quick misses on the return. And on Wozniacki's side, she's got to look up and say, huge sigh of relief, and maybe say that Jabeur isn't quite ready to handle things right now.
I think for Jabeur, she seems to be holding her serve a lot easier, and so with those 2 missed returns, has to really tell herself, if I can just get on top here, my service game is to come. I can get, I can put that pressure onto Wozniacki.
Game, Wozniacki.
We're on serve here in this second set. Wozniacki leading 2-1.
Wozniacki leads 2 games to 1.
Women's singles third round action here at Melbourne Arena. It is the Tunisian Ons Jabeur who took the first set 7-5 and were on serve in this second set. 1-2. So this is where it starts to get interesting. Ons Jabeur starting to let these unforced errors creep in. A few missed returns. First point, forehand in the net.
Incredible depth from Jabeur when it looked like she was in a defensive position, able to get good depth. Took Wozniacki by surprise. Thought she might get something a little bit shorter in the court, and she just didn't.
Classy there from Jabeur.
That is fantastic stuff.
30-15.
And that slice, that last slice from Jabeur, I mean, she just knifed it. That was a pretty good one, but this one just tailed away. Wozniacki did a good job of actually getting that ball back and making Jabeur play one extra shot. And as long as Wozniacki can kind of stay even. Jabeur makes a great shot, too good. Wozniacki gets right back up to the line, makes her do it again and again. Can Jabeur withstand that?
That will always be the challenge for Jabeur, but seems to respond really well. Misses a shot. Comes up to the line, resets, again uses the forehand and not afraid to move forward, and just that backhand nonchalant.
That's such an athletic move. High backhand volley and knifes it.
That was more of an aggressive return from Wozniacki. One we haven't seen a lot of this afternoon.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of work for Wozniacki in the middle of some of these points, but she's got to keep working even harder. Shots like that. Yeah, it's just undisciplined from Jabeur. No chance of making that forehand.
So a breakpoint opportunity now for Wozniacki to get up in this second set.
When she comes back with a serve like that one, I mean, it has got to be giving Wozniacki fits.
Out.
Just wide.
Miss Wozniacki is chaining the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called out.
I almost thought Wozniacki didn't expect for that shot to come back like that from Jabeur.
Oh, wow.
Great better point.
Yeah, Wozniacki, unfortunate for her because she was in good position, but it's got to be replayed. Jabeur got it back.
Oh, that's so big from Jabeur.
It's incredible shot making
Jabeur.
at times, and that's the frustration, the difficulty for Wozniacki, because Jabeur is just so unpredictable, but in a good way. I mean, these shots are masterful.
So Jabeur gets herself out of trouble.
New balls, please.
She levels this second set, 2-all.
2 games all.
Continues to come up with the goods, Jabeur.
Reminds me of how Wozniacki had to try to change things around in that last match against Jastrzębska. Different style of player, Jastrzębska just a big hitter, but similarly, she was able to dictate. Felt like Wozniacki didn't really have the control. Feels similar right now when Jabeur is at her best.
Just takes that return so early. Jabeur picks her spots on the court. Not only that, she's able to execute it.
What Wozniacki was able to do in that last round was, in her own words, just getting those extra balls back. Trying to think about what she could do to change things, and started getting 1 point then another. That's where Wozniacki is right now.
30-15.
I like that little change up. A body serve just to jam Jabeur. Not give her a target.
It's just kind of, it's a challenge when you're playing against a player who can dictate, who can kind of push you around, and you feel like you don't really have anywhere to go. Just keep fighting, keep battling. That's what Wozniacki is doing right now.
Big backhand there from Wozniacki, and she holds. We're on serve in this second set, 3-2.
Wozniacki leads 3
watching on this
games to 2.
women's singles third round match. We're on serve in this second set. Certainly has been a battle for both players. Jabeur serving at 2-3.
15 love.
And there's that something different we've been wanting to see from Wozniacki.
15
And it's a
30.
risk for Wozniacki to be up there, but it is the best way to keep pushing the play, keep pushing Jabeur around.
Has great ability to change up that second serve, doesn't she, Jabeur? Keeps Wozniacki thinking.
30-40.
Jabeur, she's got such a looseness about her game, about her shot making, and sometimes it's good. Most of the time it's good. Sometimes it's not so good. That serve a little kind of rushed, lackadaisical. Then she comes right back, and same looseness hits a big serve like that. So for any player, you've got to stick with the person that brought you. I mean, it's how it works.
And what's interesting, looking at their average speed on that serve, they're very similar, but it just seems that Jabeur's winning a lot more free points than Wozniacki is.
Yeah, she's got a quick kind of whipping action on the serve. So it kind of jumps out at Wozniacki even once it hits. Wozniacki, she's having to really focus in, try to pick that ball up out of the Jabeur's hands so she can try to get a good jump on it. Get some meat into it like she did on that last one.
Advantage, Jabeur.
Well, Jabeur has moved forward towards the net on 11 occasions and has won 10 of those. So she's sitting at 91% of points won when she has moved forward. That's incredible.
Jabeur training the call on the right baseline. The ball was called out.
Oh, she thought she had it. She had the fist pump in the air already.
Looked like it was just long, but there have been a couple of shots that have been touching the sliver of the line. That one is long.
Deuce. Miss Jabeur has 2 challenges remaining.
The right time for Jabeur. That's twice she's double faulted to give Wozniacki another breakpoint opportunity.
Double fault, but then comes up with a fantastic serve. It's got to be frustrating for Wozniacki as well as her team.
It seems as if every time Wozniacki returns cross-court, Jabeur just sets up and is hitting that shot, that next shot down the line. So maybe something for Wozniacki to adjust where she's returning. And 3 big first serves there for Jabeur.
Well, it shows how good a job Jabeur is doing on her serve when she's getting that first serve in. Her percentage has dropped a little bit in this second set, but when she goes out wide, it's to open up the court, and it's a pattern play. And with that quick motion, she's got a low ball toss, plus she can slide it with a good angle. It's not giving Wozniacki a lot to work with. Wozniacki can hope for a few more of those. Some shots that have sailed just beyond the baseline.
And when you look at Jabeur, she really needs to tighten up those returns.
It's
a difficult part for any player, though, because you know, you have your game, and it has negatives, it has positives. If it's mostly positive, it's tough. You just got to try to find a way to minimize the negatives. Completely eliminated, and some of those shots like that one Jabeur has made, and they have been fantastic winners. But then the misses are coming in at some critical moments. That's where she can make the adjustment.
It seems that those errors are coming more and more as this set develops. Wozniacki holds to love. Wins the all-crucial 7th game.
Wozniacki leads 4 games
and
to 3.
leads 4-3. So Jabeur serving 3-4.
She's been an incredible shot maker, but she has to understand this is another one of those moments, serving on serve still, but down 3-4. First couple of points here, she's got to play a little more high percentage. First serve, first balls, and that forehand, you just can't go for that at this stage. Live to fight another day, get that ball back, extend the rally, keep some pressure on Wozniacki because she's still down a set.
Love 14.
So quickly, things are turning around for Caroline Wozniacki. 3 break points to take a 5-3 lead here.
That's a better forehand. She has the ability to slap at that shot and goes in so accurately.
That's her 14th forehand winner for the match. Serve for Wozniacki, the first in this 2nd set.
Wozniacki leads 5 games to 3.
And now she'll be serving for this 2nd set.
I'm talking about the shot making of Jabeur, but what Wozniacki just did, that is showing how to play, how to compete in the important moments. Started that last return game, making her return, good placement with depth, ended the game the same way. And now starting with a fantastic first serve.
Just making a few more balls, Wozniacki. The errors now mounting for Jabeur.
I've got to think that it's just tension in Jabeur because, you know, she's not pulling him back. She's similar to how she was playing the first 3 games of the match. Just back-to-back errors. The difference is Jabeur is still up a set, and if she can kind of see that and settle down, the 2nd set is still not over. Oh, it's so good. Such a smart serve. 1-2 pattern into the open court.
2 set points for Wozniacki. the second set, 6 games to 3.
Final set, Jabeur to serve.
Women's singles third round action here, Melbourne Arena. And we're into a third set. Ons Jabeur to open here. So much to play for both these players.
15 love.
And this is where Jabeur, she has to do a hard reset and just get back to what was working. Not panicking in the middle of some of these points, not overplaying, and making good adjustments.
Led for service.
And what she did so well was play the point for what it is. Needs to keep doing that.
Another good thing that Jabeur was doing is when she would make errors, when she would miss shots, she wouldn't miss 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. And she'd adjust, she'd pull it back, make a little adjustment, but keep swinging. It's been tougher for her to make those adjustments in the second set as that second set went on. It doesn't hurt for Jabeur to play a few more points like that one as well, where she's just a little more disciplined, keeping the ball deep, forcing Wozniacki to try to do a little more. Wozniacki can make this more of a foot race, goes even further to her advantage. Good court coverage, able to get on balance. Perfect shot selection.
Good hold for Jabeur.
First game, final set.
That's got to help for Jabeur after losing that second set. Run of games at the end. Just hold her serve, steady herself here at the start of the third set.
And she's not going to get blown off the court. So it's more about structuring the point so that she can pick the right opportunity to attack. Not attack too early. And it all starts with that return.
Well, the win predictor has shifted just a little bit more again to Wozniacki's side. So we're closer now to 50%, 50-50. And that's really what we've seen in this match right now. Can go either way.
Yeah.
This is where Wozniacki has to be a little careful because she's had just a few unforced errors here to start the third set, a couple at some crucial times in the first game and a half.
Not enough that second serve. Jabeur all over that return. I think that's a good sign. Still willing to be aggressive. Hit the winners. She's hit 28 throughout this match.
16 alone on the forehand side. That's been the big weapon. things are going
Love
very
14.
quickly. Getting away from Wozniacki in this service game.
So 3 break points for Jabeur to get up in this third set.
One of the things you know about Wozniacki is she's just not going to give you any games, even at love 40. Still going to battle. It's pretty good flexibility there, though, from Jabeur.
Game miss. Wozniacki trying the call on the right. Near sideline, the ball was called out.
Well, she's challenging it, but I don't think that caught the line. So with
Game,
that,
Jabeur.
Jabeur has the first break in this third set.
Jabeur leads 2 games to love.
The biggest problem for Wozniacki right here the last couple of games is she's now missed 3 shots. Jabeur's just missed 1. It's been cleaner.
And I'd say they'd almost be off the forehand side for Wozniacki.
They were, I think, all 3.
Yep. Too smart there from Jabeur, making Wozniacki play that volley.
50 love.
Jabeur recognizing Wozniacki is not going to be as comfortable at the net as she is at the baseline. Didn't do enough with that volley, and Jabeur just very calmly sliding it past her.
And that certainly has to play in the mind of Wozniacki, because she likes doing a lot of her points off the baseline. She's not doing that right now. She's not winning them at the net. Makes life a lot harder.
And that doesn't help. Just a few of those shots now in the third set where she's just missed them wide.
Oh, making no mistake of that one, Wozniacki.
30-15.
She's been made to work hard, very hard this afternoon, Wozniacki, but continues to hustle, continues to get a racket to every ball. She's loving it out here.
It's tough when you can be a one-woman highlight reel almost with some of these shots from Jabeur.
30 winners for Jabeur. Jabeur can't do no wrong. Consolidates the break, and she takes a 3-love lead in this third set.
Jabeur leads 3 games to love. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the player, please. love 15.
It's that continued applied pressure from Jabeur, not only off that forehand side, but that backhand side as well.
Jabeur continuing to try to play from better position inside the baseline. We saw it early, beginning of the match. She was trying to play inside more often, still going with that game plan.
Oh, incredible. Add that to the highlight reel.
30.
To have so many tools, so many shots in your tool bag. And this one pulls out like it was nothing. Just caught that forehand slightly
30.
late. She has overall done such a good job of getting a good contact point, especially when going inside out.
Leaving it out all on court. Ons Jabeur has the effort. Almost diving all over the court.
And the crowd really appreciating that
40-30.
And one of the best of the match. Wozniacki, though, she is still laser focused, kept her cool, even when Jabeur got those extra shots back.
I've been so impressed by Jabeur this afternoon.
Let for service. Advantage Wozniacki.
That's also so devastating about some of those shots from Jabeur is you can't see them coming. It looks like she could go cross court, she could go down the line. Just pull that one wide.
Deuce.
Just not going her way, Wozniacki.
Advantage Wozniacki.
Just took a little bit of intensity out of those feet off that last forehand, Jabeur.
Cain Wozniacki. New balls, please.
She's on the board, Wozniacki. Must
Jabeur
hold for
leads
her.
3-1.
And despite what the scoreline says, Jabeur has a lot of work to do still.
I think as much mental and emotional as anything else. I mean, that's where we've seen more of the ups and downs, and it has affected her game and some of her shots. For Jabeur, it seemed to be more about, you know, holding, keeping her focus, sort of holding her nerve a little bit, not letting the tension sort of boil over, because she plays best when she's loose and relaxed. And this is a good start to the service game. You get ahead in the scoreline, it helps you to relax a little bit more, not serving with as much pressure.
Miss Wozniacki is changing the call on the right near sideline. The ball was called in.
She's not done just yet, Wozniacki.
Instinct might have been to just get the ball back, keep it in play, but she went after it a little bit more from the return, and you could see her working the halves of the court to get that miss.
Ons Jabeur is training the call on the right baseline. The ball was called out.
What a moment this is. Could this be the turning point? Well, we're in for a third set. Wozniacki breaks. Jabeur leads 3-2.
Jabeur leads 3-2.
So from trailing love 3, Caroline Wozniacki has won 2 straight games and is looking to level things here in this third set.
Love 15.
So Chandra, if you're Ons Jabeur, no doubt there's a few thoughts going through her head. What does she need to tell herself here?
She's got to relax. She's got to breathe. I think it's more about the mental side of things right now. We know she has the shots. And she's got to play points like that one where she's putting that ball back on Wozniacki, where she's willing Jabeur to stay in a couple of extra shots right now. That's what the moment requires.
forehand.
Yeah. And those are the shots that Jabeur has to look for. She's got to go for, but you can see the nerves, you can see the tension.
That shot that's been working so well for Jabeur, just not executing right now. It's when the hands start to get a little tight, the nerves creep in. I feel like you've got a million different thoughts going through your head. Good adjustment from Jabeur. Not going for the outright winner, but just slowly pushing Wozniacki further and further out of the point.
Ons Jabeur.
That nerves, that slice backhand.
You know, I think it's just a little bit of tightening up of the muscles of the arm. It's not flowing for Jabeur quite as freely. That's a good job by Wozniacki to get a little more height and depth on that shot.
Can't help but feel she thrives on these moments, Wozniacki.
She embraces them, doesn't shy away from the tension, from the pressure.
So after trailing love 3 in this third set, Caroline Wozniacki fights back and levels things 3-all in this third set.
Caroline Wozniacki's husband, David Lee's former professional NBA player. Her father there as well.
Wonder what they'd be feeling.
They're used to these pressure moments, but
this is a different moment,
it's
though.
Always worse for the family, and this is a very different moment. And there's hubby. He's used to pressure moments, but not like this.
Let for service.
Wozniacki trying to just keep her head down. I mean, she is such a fantastic competitor, but keeping her focus can't be easy right now. Wozniacki announced that this would be her last tournament, but you know, she's still in it to win it, and it can be tough keeping your thoughts just focused on the tennis and the moment and not the big picture.
Well, if anyone's got the mental toughness to stay in the present, it certainly has to be Caroline Wozniacki.
And she just finds ways to keep battling back down. Again, love 30, or 30 love.
Big return there from Wozniacki. You have to feel for Jabeur. You can sense the tenseness. You can feel those nerves.
And it's easy to kind of say, just hit through it, play through it, but it's incredibly difficult. Wozniacki wants another look at this serve. Sometimes your mind, you're telling yourself to do it, but your muscles just won't cooperate. That serve, that big serve from Jabeur, that has to help.
Left for sevens.
Again, the very low toss from Jabeur, the quick action. Wozniacki never even saw that coming. It's just tight. You could see it. It jammed her, so her feet stopped moving. She couldn't get away from that forehand. And the contact point was just slightly behind her.
Yeah, seems to be rushing now. But then is able to come up with that big first serve.
That's just the wrong shot at this time in the match. Now, Jabeur has made a lot of them, but that's just too much risk for where you are, for the tension, for the opportunity at hand. Then she comes up with a shot like that one.
She was in a different position there, wasn't she? A bit more inside the court. Had more room.
But it's the reason why you still feel like you don't know if Jabeur can close it out, because she just isn't settling into a good enough rhythm and dealing with the pressure, you know, accepting where she is. And if she can just push through in this game, it could completely change things. To her credit, Jabeur, she's still hitting out on that forehand. It is a thing of beauty.
And needs to continue hitting through. Jabeur keeps her nose in front in this third set. She leads 4-3. So we're in a big battle here on Melbourne Arena. Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian, up against Caroline Wozniacki. So it's Wozniacki to keep herself in this match. She's serving at 3-4.
This would be just what Wozniacki would have ordered. A quicker service game if she can close this one out with minimal fuss.
Game of Wozniacki.
And a hold to love there for Wozniacki. Putting the pressure back onto Jabeur and quickly.
Yeah, that's exactly what Wozniacki is doing. We saw Jabeur on the side looking a little exhausted from the mental exertion. Well, she's right back up to the line, having to go through it all over again. It's not a shot that Wozniacki misses very often. That backhand is bread and butter for her. Looking at the shots taken inside the baseline by both players from the first to the second set, it has increased. Wozniacki,
a lot more.
Biggest increase.
You'd spoken about those adjustments, and Wozniacki has the ability to do that.
And just like that, we're looking for those opportunities, and Wozniacki has done a better job in the second and third sets. Putting that extra pressure on Jabeur, taking a little more time away. Even a few seconds here or there counts.
Service.
Beautifully played.
40-15.
Playing within herself in that point as well. Just waiting for that right time.
Game Jabeur.
Good hold for Jabeur. Keeps the nose in front. It's a big moment now for Caroline Wozniacki. She's serving to keep her hopes alive here at the Australian Open.
15 love.
And did I mention for Jabeur, breathe.
Yeah.
Keep breathing. That's much better forehand.
I'm finding it hard to breathe, Chandler, let alone know how Jabeur's feeling.
Starting to hyperventilate a little. I always like to turn the score around, so I would be saying, okay, I'm down 4-5
Yep.
instead of up 4-5.
Yep.
Talking about Jabeur, what must Caroline Wozniacki be feeling right now? I mean, she's been through so many of these moments, but none just like this.
That was always going to be a challenge, wasn't it? In a way, she did it in her second round against Jastrzemska.
That's a good point.
Got through that one. Fancy hold there from Wozniacki.
The problem for Jabeur is those service games of Wozniacki's are just going by too quickly, and immediately Jabeur's having to get back up to the line to serve. Doesn't help your confidence. Wozniacki's just trying to slow some of these points down, but Jabeur just not allowing it. Another fantastic forehand.
It was the right idea for Jabeur. Take time away, take the ball out of the air.
That's nicely done.
Just find that the drop shot in this moment right now for Jabeur's not doing her favors.
It's been a while since Jabeur has thrown in the drop shot. This wasn't her best, but boy, did Wozniacki get up to that quickly.
Continues to find that spot off that forehand.
And the challenge, she hits it so well inside out, but then she can swing it cross court as well. So Wozniacki just can't run over to that one side.
It's coming down to the wire now. Jabeur, 6-5, third set.
Jabeur leads 6 games to 5.
48 minutes this set has been played. And it's come down to this. Wozniacki serving to keep her hopes alive. Big point from Jabeur. It's what she needed.
Love 15.
Started off with a good return, gets the depth on her shots, and then goes for it.
One of the
15-all.
few times we've seen Jabeur jump up to hit the backhand. Just threw her off balance on it.
This drop shot right there, executed perfectly, and just getting across the line.
Miss Wozniacki is changing the call on the right-hand sideline. The ball was called in.
What a moment.
It was close.
Wozniacki ends the rally.
It's a risk. Oh, no.
Oh, after all of that.
15-14. So Wozniacki has
2 hours and 7 minutes. Ons Jabeur with 2 match points.
Thank you.
And she's got it! Ons Jabeur lives to fight another day at the Australian Open. Takes out Caroline Wozniacki 7-5, 3-6, 7-5. And she's into the 4th round for the first time in her career. What a performance. So let's hear what she has to say with Adrian Franklin.
Well, Ons, congratulations. That is your 13th Grand Slam appearance, but the very first time you are through to the round of 16 in your career. Tell us about how that feels for you.
I'm really happy, especially this Grand Slam used to be not my, like usually I lose first round, but today I'm really happy that I made it through the 4th round. You guys are unbelievable, and this is such an amazing court, you know.
Were there any nerves from you towards the end of that one? Did you think about the fact that you were about to potentially go through and make some ground, go through to the round of 16 for the very first time?
Yeah, well, I don't have much experience, so I was like a little bit nervous, especially on the last set. She plays unbelievable and she runs really good. So I'm really happy that I played you, Caro, and you are such an inspiration for me and for many players. And I've been lucky enough to be on tour with you.
Well said. So you're aware obviously that this is Caroline's last ever match?
Yeah, I was actually a little bit stressed about that, but that's her moment, and I don't want to take away that from her. And hopefully we can see each other. I mean, on tour, maybe she can give me some advice how she could get all my drop shots now, and hopefully we can see each other.
Well said. Congratulations. We will see you in the next round. Ons Jabeur, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, some nice words exchanged there, and what an embrace there from Ons Jabeur, giving Caroline Wozniacki a nice big hug. It's a tough moment for her. No doubt some emotional feelings as well. We have to feel for Wozniacki. She left it all out on court, as she always does. So let's hear what she has to say with Chanda Rubin.
Caroline, you just played an incredibly competitive match. Came up a little bit short. I know it can be tough to have thoughts and words in a moment like this one, but you just played your last competitive match of your career. What are you going to do tonight?
Hopefully not cry. I brought the tissues just in case. I think it was only fitting that my last match would be a three-setter, a grinder, and that I would finish my career with a forehand error. I think those are the things that I've been working on my whole career, and I guess this was just meant to be.
Well, we're going to remember you for a lot more things than a forehand error, believe me. You've been such a treat to watch. You've made a lot of fans around the world. You'll be remembered for a lot of things: your competitive fire, your fitness, your ability to compete, and that devastating smile. What are some of the things you'll remember most? One or two of them.
There's so many things. Obviously, the achievements that I had on the courts were amazing. The fans, the feelings that you guys give us players when we're out here, the support we feel is really amazing. And, the support I've had. The support I've had from my family, and especially my dad, who's coached me all these years. I usually don't cry, so sorry. But, those are the special memories that I'll always cherish, and just the journey to get where we got all together. It's been really amazing. It's been a great ride, and, I really am happy. I really am, but,
We can tell.
But, I'm ready for the next chapter. I'm really excited for what's to come, and, you may see me around, not on court, but off the court stall, so.
Well, you've not only impacted your fans, but you've also gained the respect and admiration of your fellow players. So let's take a look at some of the things they had to say.
She was a great fighter.
She's a great fighter.
She always fights.
She was a huge fighter, big heart.
For the people, I think they just love to watch her tennis because she never looked upset on the court.
She's an incredible competitor. She's fought for every single point. You know that you can guarantee that she'll put forward her best effort, and that's all you can ask of a competitor.
She was just annoying play. She got every ball back, like literally every ball back. And she had that backhand that was like, yeah, it was not fun.
She was one of the toughest players to play because she doesn't miss a ball.
Obviously #1 in the world, has won a lot of tournaments, topped it off with a Grand Slam in Australia.
She's finally broken through to win her first major title.
She was playing for her first Grand Slam, so in a way I was happy that she could win. And what I liked about her the whole her career was the consistency.
Definitely her career is something that you want to have when you finish it.
She's always got a smile on her face, happy to have a chat.
Her smile, no? She loves candy. We've had very long conversations about candy. We talk a lot about sugar.
I have a lot of really nice memories with her. I've just being a really genuinely nice person.
I think everybody's gonna miss her.
It's gonna be really hard for me to not have Caroline on the tour. She's literally one of my best friends. I'm really happy for her, and I know that she's doing what she wants to do, and that's what it's all about.
Fantastic. I just have to ask you, how did you compete so hard, win so much, and make so many friends on tour?
I don't know. I think when you're on the court, you're obviously there to compete, you're there to win, and we all want to win. But when you're off the court, we're all in the same boat. We all are traveling to the same tournaments, and I think it makes it a lot more fun if you have friends on tour.
Well, you won this title, back in 2008. You remember that day?
18.
In 2018, excuse me. Do you remember that day? You know it well. Do you remember that day?
I do.
Now you got married in 2019. You remember that day?
I do.
Which one was better?
That's not a fair question.
That's a trick question.
Well, my husband is right there, so our wedding.
Good answer. Well, you know, speaking of your husband and your family, you've talked a lot about your team, how important they've been in your career. Tell us in your own words about the people who have been most impactful to you in your career.
Well, obviously, my closest family has been, you know, the most impactful. I started playing tennis when I was 7 years old, and my family didn't want to play with me. And that's why I think I'm where I am today, because that competitiveness, that fire to beat them on court one day, you know, it really started that young. And then my dad has coached me since I was 8 years old or 7 years old. So, you know, obviously that has been the biggest thing. And then my husband is always so positive and always brings just the nice atmosphere into the team, and off the court we always have a laugh. And my brother, I can hear him. He's the one who yells the loudest in the stands, so I can always hear him, and I always know that he's there for me. So, you know, both my parents are so special to me, and they've showed me the way.
Well, Caroline, I know there's some additional presentations for you, but I want to say congratulations on a fantastic career. You've been a joy to watch, compete, your professionalism, how you've approached the game. You've been a real credit to the sport. Good luck in this next chapter.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So Craig Tiley just embracing Caroline Wozniacki there, sharing some nice words and handing over a koala. Nice to see her smiling. She said, "I'm happy, I'm not sad." And there's Dad. They have formed a formidable partnership together. First father, second coach. But what a partnership they've made. No doubt more celebrations to come. There's husband saying he's so proud of his wife Caroline, and mother sharing a few tears. Really is a family affair, and it's tough to hold those tears back. And what an opportunity for the fans to witness the last match of Caroline Wozniacki's career.